What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of After the Movie. I'm getting ready to go see Dunkirk with my friend, Marlon, who's been in a couple of these now. We saw your favorite movie, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and we also saw The Mummy with Tom Cruise without the fucking scream. And now we're going to go see Dunkirk. Now, Marlon over here is a diehard Chris Nolan fanboy. Like, he has lots of pictures around him like around his room, and he may or may not touch himself to the thought of Chris Nolan. So yeah, you excited for Dunkirk?
Is Wally Pfister still doing the cinematography for all?
Wally Pfister, I think he is.
Is
Tom Hardy's in it. He's like once again masked.
Who's doing the
Hans Zimmer's doing the score. So
wow, like so we have another wow. It's like they're never gonna not work together.
Exactly. I don't think Michael Caine's in this one though. So
oh, finally.
Yeah.
I bet you he'll probably be in there somewhere.
Maybe he'll just show up briefly. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, looking forward to Dunkirk. This is the first Chris Nolan movie that's like under 2 hours. I think it's like an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised too. We're about to go see this in IMAX, so we'll let you know what we think about it after the movie. All right, we just got out of Dunkirk.
We're laughing and
We're laughing because
I know we look like a couple of a-holes.
We are a couple of assholes.
Oh God.
You know,
okay.
let's first.
Well, I liked it, and it's definitely a picture to see in the theater because of
On the IMAX.
Yeah, because it's a real experience. Everything's shot really well. So, what do you want to talk about? What you liked first, or what you didn't like?
All right, let me first say, I think this movie's all right. I wasn't that amazed by it. I think the biggest issue I have with this movie is there's no real character in this movie. Like, I mean, like, it tells things from, like, different points of view, but there's nobody to really get behind. I don't even know what any of their fucking names were.
No, I didn't get any of their names either.
There's one guy, the only name I remember is someone named George, and, like, he's some guy who's, like, they're like, oh, a hero, George, dies at Dunkirk. He tripped and fell down the stairs. Actually, no, he was pushed by Cillian Murphy, but
I don't really know the story behind. I remember watching an interview with Chris Nolan saying that Dunkirk was kind of like a real event during World War II, I guess for the English. And the thing is, you don't really get to see much of the enemy, like the Nazis. Like you see,
I don't think
very little. Like
if any, maybe just the planes, but like that's about it.
And then you see at the we don't want to. Should we spoil or do we talk about? Do we do that?
Yeah, we can spoil the shit out of it. I mean, we'll just. I guess we'll start spoiler free.
Well,
I mean,
do you do that in your reviews? I don't even know you do that. Do you?
Yeah, we'll just spoil it.
All right, so
whatever.
Well,
it's a historical event movie, so I mean.
Yeah. So I heard that there isn't like a center character, a main character. It's just a lot of different soldiers, different perspectives, and that, like I said, it's a story that the world doesn't know, but the English know really well. I guess you could say it's kind of like Pearl Harbor in a way. Like Pearl Harbor is like big to Americans, but maybe it's not a big deal to the rest of the world. I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a big deal. I don't know, but for Americans, Pearl Harbor is a big deal. But
this is a big deal too.
I guess this is a real big deal to the English. But and like French, but. I liked it. I thought it was really good. It's definitely something to see that you got to see at the theater. But the only thing is like, so I mean, I liked it. Like I said, I could have done with a little bit of more interaction with Tom Hardy and his wingman, because I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, like I said, this movie is shot very well. Like I love the gunshots.
Honestly, everything in the like the most least interesting character was the character we open up with, because
he has like no personality.
I don't know. The guy doesn't even talk. I think the movie ends with him too, and I mean, I don't know what that character has seen in war or whatever, but I felt the most interesting part was the pilots.
Yeah, I would have rather.
And that was the part that I think in the theater everybody was dead silent on, and I even saw other people
focused,
so focused on Tom Hardy and the other pilot. just because they had the most to do, I guess, when everybody else was just kind of fleeing.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh man, I got like my plane."
And you
I
don't even
how
know the real the motivation behind fleeing. It's not like the guy.
Well, I mean, it's war. I mean, you want to escape, but like,
Well, it's not like he had somewhere to go. Like, we're going here, and I got to see my family. It was just almost like we got to escape, and it was very much of a survival kind of movie. Like almost like one day, one night to survive, and
1 week, and then like 1 hour or something. Although,
yeah,
like, when the way Tom Hardy's flying around, like the whole movie, I'm like, it's been more than an hour.
I would say it was that was a real event. The guy with the yacht, the boat, the as he was saying, this is a holiday boat.
Yeah,
that was interesting because I guess that's what happened. That was a historical event that all the boaters came and got all the soldiers and got them out of there. So that was important. I just felt that was just kind of like it was the least interesting part. I just wanted to get back to what was happening on the boat with Cillian Murphy, because I thought that was fascinating that we had this shell-shocked guy.
Yeah, this guy, and he just pushes some guy down the stairs.
And he was completely he was completely different though in that flashback sequence when, remember?
Yeah, he's on the thing.
He's all calm and confident, and then like he's all
shell-shocked.
He's all messed up, like, and that was really cool.
I thought Moni's just gonna kill everyone. Well, he does kill the one guy by accident.
Well, yeah, because he starts fighting over the boat.
Like,
because
turn it back!
Because he doesn't want to go back to Dunkirk, and there's this one kid who.
Oh my God! This is like in the theater.
At first, I thought it was the old guy's son. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't the blonde-haired kid the son? So then I guess he knocked him back and he threw him back.
And he fell down the stairs, hit his head.
He fell down below deck, and I guess the fall was enough to.
I'm really cynical here, but I couldn't help but.
It was enough to crack his head open, I guess.
Yeah, he cracks his head open. And then it's like, I'm blind. It's like, oh man, poor guy. And then like a few minutes later, oh, he's dead. Boy, so he not only falls down the stairs, suffers severe pain, he like bleeds out his head.
Yeah,
and then he goes blind, and he's still alive. He's like, okay. I'm like, okay, I guess he's gonna be permanently blind. And then it's like a minute later, no, he's just dead.
And then he just cracked. Then he just croaked and.
I mean, why could you could have just.
He croaked. I said he
yeah,
cracked.
I'm like.
He cracked. No, he croaked.
I don't know if this is historically accurate on like he went blind before he died.
I don't know. Maybe
I didn't really see a point.
Maybe it was something in the paper that like, because remember at the end it said like local. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was historical.
Local boy hero. He falls down.
I don't know. I mean, people die of something that simple. I mean,
that's true.
A lot, like something that's like, oh, freak accident. But that was something that I felt was almost kind of random. Maybe it was something big that happened at the time. But during the movie, for a movie, I kind of felt like, wow, that's random. But at the same time, I guess I don't know what Nolan was trying to do. If he was trying to, I don't know what his goal was. Was he trying to just be historically accurate as possible? I think this movie should have been R. Like he should have made more. Like it's a PG-13 war movie, no doubt. But he should have pushed more blood and gore, like when the bombs would drop.
This is like the first like war movie that there's like almost no blood.
There was like hardly any blood besides the kid cracking his head open, and
that's the only time
the one guy gets lit on fire in the ocean. Like,
yeah, and even then, like I was kind of confused because like he got lit on fire, then was it him who was like on the boat like right afterwards? Like I said, like
no, there was a bunch of
a lot of them look alike. So like you can't really, and they don't have a personality to really distinguish them apart. So like you're just it
is tricky between the characters, but one was really I'll tell you what was hard. So here's what I liked about. So I like this the story. It's a war story. It's an event. That's all cool. Like I said, what I didn't like was it'd been a lot cooler if they gave a little bit more focus on. I guess. I don't know. Like the movie, everything's divided evenly, but I guess some of it's more interesting than others. But the biggest problem I had, this is more of a technical side. Like the sound effects were great.
I felt like I was like feeling the gun. You could feel. Yeah,
like, the gunshots were awesome, and the planes. All that was great. The music's great too.
It's just like a ticking
clock.
But
the problem is that sometimes the music is louder than the sound effects,
and you can't understand what's going on.
Well, it takes away from the intensity. Like even like during the dogfights, it was one of the dogfight sequences. There's music, and as good as the music is, it kind of overpowers. It makes it more dramatic than it does intense. So there is a give and take there. And finally, there was one moment where the music, it was really dramatic. But there's this loud bass in the theater that's overtaking the music. So some of it is louder than others, and another big problem was the dialogue. Like a lot of the times,
really understand
because everything is so loud, you can barely hear what. Not to mention the fact they have really thick English accents. So that just like the old dude, like I don't even know what he said.
There's one part
he
where
spins
they-
around. He's like, like I'm like, what the hell did you just say?
Yeah, it's like they're on the boat, and it's a group with the yacht where Cillian Murphy's there.
Even
and he just
Tom
turns
Hardy
around.
hard to understand. Even with this stupid World War II Bane
He's like,
mask.
Nolan. This is a problem with Chris Nolan.
I'm like, whoa.
Chris Nolan apparently has like he hears things at a different frequency than everyone else. Because like
I don't know that
like he's like, oh, I understand things just fine. Well, you
maybe
wrote
it was the theater where we were in. I don't know. We were seeing an AMC 20 IMAX
theater or whatever.
But it was harder to understand the dialogue. I don't know if it was because they mixed it like that or our theater. Not to mention, like I said, they have harder accents. But that was what kind of took me out of the experience. Thinking like, what did you just say? Like I don't know what you're saying. Like I see what's happening, and I don't understand what you're saying. So I don't know if our theater, like the mixing was off or that's just the way it was. Maybe on the Blu-ray it'll be balanced better. Like usually with Blu-rays and digital, everything balances for home use. But would you recommend seeing it in the theater?
I mean,
I would say
the best
check it
experience
out.
you can have is seeing it in IMAX. But like after that, like I think like after like this time seeing it, I might just, I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily buy it on Blu-ray or something like that. I might just see it again on TV. Maybe I like it more. Maybe I like it less. But yeah, I was like I wasn't really like overwhelmed by it. I was kind of underwhelmed.
The ending
by it.
was really good though. The ending definitely packs a punch. I think. I think the ending is really good. Like the way the movie ends is really good. The final sequence.
I just wish
really
he had like
good.
some more like character in the movie. I understand it's like just the battle and you can't fit all that, but like just a little something. Because like I've seen war movies in the past that have given me more in that regard. Because like
Saving Private Ryan kind of did that.
Yeah, this is movies like if you took like that opening sequence and just made it like the whole movie.
Yeah, if you took the D-Day invasion and just bounced you all over the place, like you had, and that's what's one thing I wanted to cover really quick. The Nazis, you only see a bunch of their airplanes. And it's not like there's a whole squadron of them.
It's tough to tell the difference. Like
it is tougher, like because
for somebody who's not real, I'm not really someone who's like, you know,
a historical
person like that in terms of like World War I.
Their planes, I guess, are yellow. If you look for the yellow on and they have the cross, I guess that's how you know that it's a Nazi plane.
Something like
there's no swastika on the plane, so that does make it harder. But well again, you don't really see. It'd been interesting if you saw a little bit of German perspective. I guess they wanted to make it completely one-sided, all from the English perspective. But it'd been kind of cool if you saw a little bit of the Nazi perspective, like you saw like the Nazi trying to, like, again, inside the cockpit dogfighting. That would have made this scene a little more intense rather than just one-sided. Because I don't know, like movies like Pearl Harbor, the one that Michael Bay made, when they're dogfighting, they're like shooting the planes out of the sky and they're blowing up like mid-sky. This is a lot more realistic, where the plane gets shot and then their plane is literally shot and then it falls out of the sky and then they crash in the water.
Yeah, I think Nolan and them, they like purchased all these old planes and they just like crashed them all.
Yeah, all that was really cool.
There was no moment where I saw like any CG. I'm sure there was there, but I believed everything.
When all the
really
ships
there.
were sinking, like, and the boats were sinking.
One thing, I gotta mention that, like, one thing I haven't really seen in like any war movies is people covered in oil, like exiting. Like, you know, when the ships sink, it's just...
Yeah, that's usually, like, because the ship's going down, like...
I know that's, like, something I haven't really seen, because they're, like, they come out, like, covered in, like, oil and stuff. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, there's oil in these ships. Like, nobody... I don't really see that in too many war movies. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw that, if ever. I'm sure it's there, something, but, like, that's something that kind of seems overlooked when ships are sinking in that. Like, people just kind of just, like, they're just in the water already, not covered in all this, like, oil and stuff.
Yeah, so, it was really, like I said, the ending was good. I just think that...
And you have the one guy reading the speech. Was that a Winston Churchill speech? I
guess so. Something in the paper. He made some sort of address about it. But I think it would have been, like you said, if you just took the opening of Saving Private Ryan, that whole... Because I think that sequence is like, what, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, but in reality, that was like an all-day event. Like that.
Yeah, like this is like... spread over a few days.
Yeah, so it'd be like if you took the D-Day invasion and spread it all over, and Tom Hanks is, you know, like I said, isn't only like, he only has like 10 minutes of screen time, and you're all over the place.
Mhm.
Like, and like that's basically the movie. It's pretty much one event out of the whole war
Mhm.
when Saving Private Ryan takes you across like every. I mean, you go through an invasion. You're in a town. Like you're all over the place. So like, it's still a good movie. It's a different kind of war movie.
Yeah, this is definitely feels different than most
And
ones.
especially if you're a Chris Nolan fan, it's definitely a different movie that he's ever made.
It's a shorter movie than he's made in a while.
But it feels long.
It does feel long. Like I was
For
sitting
being
there,
how long is this?
hour 47. But then again, we had like 25 minutes of previews, which was just like, oh, come on, just hurry up already, just start the movie. Plus, it's kind of late too. It's like almost 1 a.m. after us getting out and seeing this.
So yeah, I mean, it was still worth checking out.
Yeah, just check it out at least once.
At the theater though, because watching at home,
you won't get that same experience. Because like I mean, like
probably not. No.
Yeah, because like I mean, I can get that kind of like I mean, obviously like movies like Nolan movies especially are better to see on the big screen. But even then, like I'll still like when I go back and like rewatch Dark Knight, I'll still like recapture a lot of that same feeling I had. Like this movie, I don't think I would.
Yeah, I might give it another watch when it comes out just to see if I can like connect it better. And again, I think that it was shot really well, and it's gonna look really crisp on a Blu-ray. So
Yeah.
I think I might watch it again.
How would you rank this against some of the other Nolan movies? Like well, I guess
Well,
we'll go through.
you
Like
know-
he what was his first one? He did Following, which I've never seen. He did Memento, Insomnia.
We'll start at Memento because that's like a real like.
Memento's really
That
good.
one's in Following.
I have
was
not
an
seen.
independent
I have
movie.
not seen Insomnia and The Following.
And
Following, whatever.
well, Following like, we won't count because like I said,
That's like a student film.
it's like one of his indie movies. But like Memento, a lot of people say that Memento's is easily his best movie, and I haven't seen it in a long time. When I first saw it, I kind of thought it was okay, but I don't know. I still think like I actually liked Interstellar more than this one.
Yeah, I did too. Like Interstellar,
And-
like I actually felt like more emotion, even though Interstellar's a lot longer.
Well, Interstellar was I don't know. I felt like I was in another world. That's what I loved about Interstellar. And this one,
like Interstellar, like I think I was more engaged in. Although there's more to make fun of Interstellar. Like
yeah.
like I mean, like I said, no one has a problem with audio. Like,
But there was something about
like,
Interstellar
remember
that,
like that scene where Michael Caine's talking, you can't understand what he's saying. He's like, oh,
oh,
like
there seems to be some sort of
issue with Nolan and audio. I feel like it's really been
things
since,
are really loud or really quiet.
yeah, like he's had audio issues really since like Dark Knight Rises, I guess. Although like I know all of Bane's dialogue pretty much by heart. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, fucking Bane. No, I don't know.
Okay, let's go. Memento's
I
better
don't
than
know.
this movie. I have not seen Insomnia, so I have no idea. Batman Begins is way better than this movie.
I would say Insomnia is still going to be his weakest out of everything that he's made.
Yeah. Then he made The Prestige.
Because
which-
Insomnia, he didn't even write it.
Yeah,
he just directed it.
I know you really like Prestige. I've seen it once, and I just didn't really care for it too much.
Yeah, I still really like The Prestige.
Dark Knight's by far his best movie. In my mind.
Dark Knight, Inception's still incredible.
Inception's still great. Yeah, I've never seen that. That one I was more, like I said, more engaged in that one. And then Dark Knight Rises, I really liked. Interstellar, I liked. I didn't really love, but like I've only seen it
I would
once.
say like just in terms of ranking this one, I would tie it with like Dark Knight Rises because
I wouldn't give it.
Dark Knight Rises it's nowhere near as good as Dark Knight. Like it's just even years later, I'm like it's just every time I watch it, it gets worse for some reason. Like it's not even like I even find Batman Begins almost better than Dark Knight Rises for some reason. Like I find it to be the weakest one. Somehow for some reason Dark Knight Rises just gets weaker every time I watch it. Like
Yeah, in some regards, because like that first the Dark Knight Rises has a great
the
opening
opening sequence is great, but it's just such a long movie, and it's
And
almost
honestly,
like
until Batman comes back, like that stretch is like so dull and uninteresting.
and there's so many moments in Dark Knight Rises that are so un-Batman-esque that don't make any sense.
But there's so many great moments in that
like
too. Like
him figuring out Bruce Wayne's. Oh, I had the same look. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like I still think that's stupid. Like there's none of it that I can get over. Like I still think a lot of the decisions they made because of what's his name who helped write it.
David Goyer.
Yeah, it was fucking retarded. Like that's all I mean, am I not allowed to say that? Well, okay. Well, it was a definitely shocking decision that they made.
Yeah, David Goyer.
I
David
mean,
Goyer needs to stop working on
well,
movies.
no, like, well, I mean, think about it. So that's why I feel like this movie's almost better than Dark Knight Rises because there's so many stupid, and then but then you have the Dark Knight that's so smart, but then you have Dark Knight Rises which does so many dumb things. So that's why I almost say like this is almost better than that one. And
I'd still rather watch Dark Knight Rises than this again. It's like I said, maybe it's because we had two movies
yeah, Dark Knight
to vote
Rises
on.
is more entertaining and more explosive and more action packed, but it's just this is obviously a smarter movie than that one. So,
And you knocked down the phone. All right, here we go. I'll just hold this up like this. But yeah, in terms of Nolan movies, this one I'd rank maybe.
I don't know. It's good.
Yeah,
I would give it a good.
Yeah, it's like
It's not amazing or like breathtaking or anything, but I would say the visuals are breathtaking. The way it's shot is really good.
Yeah, like I said, like
It's good.
technically it's very very well made. Music score good. The bullets not good.
I would say.
I'm just saying like
I'd say
because
it's a good movie.
yeah, like I think because like I'm just taken out of it.
Bottom
because,
line, it's good.
Yeah, it just it's all right to me. So thanks for joining me for this edition of After the Movie. We talked in this one a very long time, like more than our combined talking, I think, for when you were in the Mummy video and your favorite movie of the year, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. So, thanks for watching, everyone. You got anything else to say? All right. I'll see you next time.